I was so hurt. So after that, I was just like, are you serious? And then I felt bad because I'm like, what am I gonna do? Because if her and I aren't friends anymore, how am I gonna be Jean-Claude's godmother? What's going on, kinfolk? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a sleepy time Q&A. We just woke up. It's been crazy. It's been a crazy 2 days with this basketball tournament, but I asked you guys to ask us questions and you did, so we're gonna go ahead and answer them right now. So we'll just jump on in. Oh, you guys know Jene.
Hi.
Yes, so let's get to it. Okay, so question number 1. How would you both describe each other's type?
Type as far as?
Probably dating.
I don't know, because every time I send you, you're like, what? Are you serious?
I know.
I can't believe this.
Very different types. Very different. So what kind of guys do you think I like?
Tall. They have to be tall, one. They have to be fit in the gym. Healthy as far as eating. Comical. Have very intellectual conversations. God-driven. Like, I should have said that first. God-driven. Firm. Like, it's not no pushover. Someone who takes charge. Someone who walks in and you can see their presence. Their presence is known, like, oh, he's a very strong, loving guy, but yet business type. And yeah, I know that's your type, but no offense. We haven't seen that one yet.
we have seen.
You know what? One.
Do you? Yeah, there's been one.
He was cool. Man, it was pretty. It was funny. We had some good times hanging out.
He did, but he just treated me
horrible.
Oof.
Let's just go ahead and put that out there.
Horrible. But yeah, so I feel like we have the same type in terms of like characteristics, like the kind of men that we want in terms of like being a man of God and, you know, needing to be like that confident, strong, because we're both kind of similar in the fact that we can both be aggressive and we're strong women, so we need a man who's stronger than us, who knows how to like, because if we have weak men, we will run all over them. And gosh, your type, if this was back in the day, I would say he would be white. Because she loves her some white man.
I do. I love white men or a tall chocolate man. Yes. But it's something about a white man that has a charisma. But like I said, I can go both ways. Like, I really like white man or dark chocolate, milk chocolate man. Yeah.
I love me a black man. Ugh.
There's nothing like it.
There's nothing like it. Now I do like the white men with swag. It's just the swag factor is huge. My ex-husband did not have swag.
He didn't.
He did not have swag. I was actually surprised at myself with that one.
Yeah.
But it was different. You didn't meet him?
I didn't, but I saw
the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely was kind of dorky, actually.
But you know what? I'm getting to the point where it's like, you know what, God? If he's white, Asian, Mexican,
yeah,
I just want who you want me to have and who you want me to be with, because now of course I can be, that's really good to have, but Nathaniel's father, he was nowhere near. What do you think?
He was a good guy, but I was surprised. I remember when she first met him, I was like, dude, for real?
It took me about a month or two to even acknowledge the fact. I would look at my phone and I would be like, oh, okay.
I was really surprised, but
yeah,
you know, sometimes we
get caught up in our moments and we find love that, well,
yeah. Because, you know, in the grand scheme of things, though, like, looks really don't matter. They really don't matter. Like, for example, the last guy I dated, he was not my typical type. I thought he was very handsome, but he wasn't what anybody would think that I would choose, if that makes any sense. But he was so amazing.
But my question is, do you think that we honestly know what we want? Like, we
no,
can
you're right about that.
We can say, you know what, this is what I want, this is what I feel that I need, but God is like, nope, this is what I know you need.
Right.
This is the caliber of man that I know that will be successful to iron sharpens iron, equally yoke, someone who can say, you know what, she's tripping, but she's my wife. I'm not about to get caught up in her emotions either, but I'm going to pray for her.
Right.
I am going to go to God for my wife and go to God for my family. So it comes down to the point now where I can say, yeah, a white man is great, or a black dark chocolate man is wonderful. Right. But at the end of it all, it's just like, God, I am humble enough to come to you and say, I've done pickings and they weren't the best. Oh, and it wasn't all their fault. It was some of my fault. As women, we can say, oh, we want this man and we want this man, but then when God brings that man to you, are you ready? So in the midst of your waiting, it's like, God, prepare me to be this woman for this man that you send. Absolutely. And as I stated before, I always state, for an example, no offense to anyone out there, but this is me. Shanna can witness to this, that when I was in the dating, if you didn't carry a wallet, I didn't date you.
Really?
You remember? I would say the name, but he didn't have he had money in his pocket, and I was like,
oh really?
Girl, yes.
I never heard of anybody not carrying a wallet.
Right. But that's my thing is, if you didn't carry a wallet, I didn't date you because I have a son and you can't teach my son how to be organized. So if you have money crumbled up in your pocket, you can't teach him how to be. It is very unattractive. So after that day, no, I'm not talking to you. If your shoes weren't tied, I didn't date. If you came to approach me and I looked at your shoes and they weren't tied, I didn't give you a time of day, because men tie their shoes. Little boys walk around with their shoes untied. And I have to also think about, I have a young man that's growing up to be a man one day. So if you can't tie your shoes, then you play games. Like, these are like the thoughts and the process that I have to think about. And I feel like a lot of women don't think about and take in consideration when they bring men into the lives of their children. It's like, if you were to die today, would you be okay with the man that you left your child with emulating?
Yeah, so I feel like those are basically our types. We've grown and matured a whole lot. Like, I'm not as superficial as I used to be. Like, I am open to dating a white man now, whereas before I really wasn't, outside of my ex-husband, of course. But yeah, you know, we just want what God wants for us at this point. So Taka Boom's Room asks, why did you guys break up, and who initiated you to renewing your friendship?
Let me
okay, let's start with, why did we break up?
So it was, how can I say this? I feel as though when I met Nathaniel's father, I consumed everything into that. And we both moved to Indiana at the same time, like together. Like
Indianapolis. We lived in Bloomington before.
Right. And we both were like, okay, well, let's do this move together. And I'm like, okay. So we even looked for different apartments and places together. It was like, you know what this is? I guess I was tittle-tattling my foot, and she's like, well, I'm about to move and I'm getting a place. I'm like, okay. So when I met Nathaniel's dad, I just consumed into that. And then she met some new people and new friends, and she consumed into that. And it was just, I guess, my behavior, it was offense, just pretty much. And offense breaks a lot of people up, and it doesn't even mean, it's like, okay, I can say, why did you do that? And you already have a little bit of offense to what I said 2 months ago, so why did you do that? Turned into, oh, she's being disrespectful, she don't like me, or something like that.
What did I say that made you feel offended?
Okay. This was not planned, so you guys are getting like raw action
at all.
So when her and Lionel planned my baby shower, you had left. And I'm like, why she couldn't stay for the entire thing?
I stayed for the whole thing.
You had to do something with, you did not. You stayed for the majority of it.
I stayed for the majority. We were dancing and laughing, but you stayed late.
You had, no, that was the wedding. You stayed for the wedding. The baby shower.
When did I leave?
You had to leave. I think you either had to sing or you had to do something. with a friend.
I had to sing at church.
And you had to sing at church?
Yeah, it was a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
I had to sing at church.
I didn't know.
But our relationship actually started to go downhill before that. Okay, so this is my perspective, okay?
Are you for real? So you had to sing at the church?
Yeah.
And
I sang every Saturday and every Sunday.
And then why did she leave?
At 5 o'clock I had to sing.
And Nathaniel's dad was like, well, she had something to do. And I'm like, she couldn't reschedule and stay for the entire baby shower. So then that's when Maquiba and Jacqueline all came over afterwards. And I'm like, Shanna would have, wow, okay, I guess she got a whole new group of friends. So that's where kind of like my offense kind of started.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm like, this is supposed to be my girl and she's not even staying for the entire baby shower. She's just leaving.
Okay. I feel like there was something that happened before that though. Because I feel like at that point, it was like, at that point we were trying to make it work. It was, I swear we were like married. We were like trying to make it work. But it just was like, I don't know, it was like, it was so hard. Because I think for me, it started when, so before you met Nathaniel's father, you were dating this guy.
Oh my gosh.
And when she met this guy, he was a low life.
It was something to do.
He was a low life, but she was so consumed with him.
I can't believe.
And she literally would ditch me all the time for him. And I'm like, what in the world? This dude ain't doing nothing for you.
I forgot about
And you just like, and when I feel like when I moved to Indy,
wow,
I met my new friends from church, but she was always busy. So like anytime that we would make plans, it would be like, oh yeah, let's go to dinner on Friday. And then Friday would come and I'd be like, hey, are we going to dinner? Oh shoot, I forgot I had to go do this. And then she would be like, this was a regular thing. You'd be like, oh, I forgot we were hanging out, I'm sorry. Then you'll be like, okay, let's go hang out tomorrow. And then tomorrow will come and you'd be like, oh shoot, I forgot I had to go do this. And then
I'm sorry. And
then you would ask me like, hey, in 4 weeks can you cut my hair? And 4 weeks comes and she don't never forget. You would drive to Timbuktu for me to cut your hair.
You know what?
And you couldn't remember to like hang out with me. I was like, this.
I did. Now that you say that, I do remember the last time you cut my hair, I drove to Bloomington and I felt something. I was like, why do I feel some tension here? It wasn't the same. But I never thought, sometimes you just get so caught up in life. Honestly, this is not trying to patty cake, because you know I'm the first person to say if I did something wrong or
and normally we had these things called truth moments. And we
didn't have it.
We did not have, and I tried to like talk to her at one point and explain like where I was feeling, and I wanted to hear what she was thinking. And I think, honestly, this is what I think. I think that you thought I was jealous of you and
no,
because the relationship that I was in was not a healthy one, and like this is a long story. It goes deeper.
You thought that?
I did, because I feel like you met him and you just changed. Like before him, you were already like withdrawing. I feel like you were trying to just fill voids with the one before that, but then you met Nathaniel's father like really soon after that, and then and I remember you told me that you kind of got like into the whole money and the lifestyle, and then
that
you felt
when we came to North Carolina that day. But the only thing that I can say is I did feel a little bit judgmental because we moved. When I finally did give him the time of the day, it was just like,
sorry, I had to change the battery.
I felt judged because.
You felt judged?
Heck yeah.
Because you moved so fast?
Yeah. And then you gotta remember that's the same time that your mother met her.
I wasn't being judgmental. For me, I was more like, I felt like I was left in the dust. Okay. You straight up left me in the dust.
Well,
you skirted in your little Lamborghini and left me with a paper bag.
And this is how friendships This is how stuff happens. Events happens. Truths aren't being told. I have my own conclusions. Her own conclusions. Sure. Because I really did. I thought that it was being a judgmental. I was like, okay, I feel like I'm being very judged because of the situation with your mother. And of course,
but why would my mom have to do it?
Because she did the same thing. She met the guy, and
I just wanted her to be. I just didn't trust him.
Right, and but then our conversations towards her, like, okay, is she trying to subliminally mean this towards me? Like, because I'm doing the same thing. Like, we met, y'all. I'm telling you, it took about a good month or two for me to even acknowledge. So then when I finally did talk to him, we met October, got engaged in February, found out we was pregnant in May, got married in June.
No.
So
my mom met her guy way after that.
No,
it was my grandfather hadn't died yet.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. You met Nathaniel's father in 2014.
No.
Yeah.
We got married in 2014. I met him in 2013.
Right. So my grandfather died in 2015. In June. And then she met this guy. So that was the case at all.
Well, I felt judged.
She don't know.
I did.
She straight up dished me, y'all, for this dude.
So, anywho,
so she basically just left me in the dust because she met this dude. She got caught up in the romance whirlwind. And I don't know, I feel like you might, I don't know, I felt like you might have been partly jealous of the new friend group I was hanging out with, because we used to kick it hard and we had fun. But you were never available for me. Like, never.
And see, that's how I felt, that you just ditched me for these new people. But
you didn't even remember when we did make plans.
I don't remember.
Right, exactly. She don't even remember that she didn't remember. That's how much it didn't matter at the time. She was like, screw Shauna, I got me a new man.
I did not. I can't say. I'm telling you, that was like 4 years ago. The only thing that I do remember is when I came, my uncle had passed away. Well, he got murdered. And it was that November. And I was like, man, I don't even want to say this. Because now I seem like I'm this selfish, one-sided person. And I'm not.
What?
Because then I was like, okay, well, I know it's coming to Indiana. And I needed my hair cut.
Look, okay, the last time that this happened, right? So I was married at the time, and
let's not go to the fact that she did not tell me she got it. And I talked to this chick.
No, you did. Our relationship was so not even.
But existent. I talked to you 2 days before you got engaged.
Do you know why though?
Why? That's a good question. I talked to her 2 days before she got engaged, and she never told me that she got engaged.
No, it wasn't 2 days before.
I promise you it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is why, right? So she texted me and was just like, "Hey, where are you? I'm in Blooming. I'm in town. Are you at work? I'll drive to Bloomington if you could cut my hair." And I was just like, "I'm not at work."
No, you didn't reply.
Oh, I did not reply at all. I didn't reply because I was irritated. Like, this heifer, first of all, did not tell me she was coming to town. That's number one.
We weren't talking.
Number two. Oh, but you want to drive all the way to Timbuktu to get your hair cut?
We weren't talking. I
was like, this right here is exactly why.
We weren't talking. And honestly, that was my way, honestly, immaturely, of saying, okay, well, maybe if I ask her to cut my hair, then we can talk and see and squash this and see what's going on. But before that, because I was highly upset that this chick did not tell me she got engaged. I found out on Facebook. And then when she got married, she told me, oh, I sent my earrings to your house on Amazon.
I did on accident.
I said, whatever, screw you and these earrings.
It was an accident. I swear to God.
I was like,
because I had sent Jean-Claude
you getting what? Married? I found out on Facebook this chick was getting married. I was done. I was so
Which
done.
I understand that. I actually didn't even think about it because I did not want this freaking wedding. I did not want it. I was pissed that I had to have one because I didn't want it. Like, literally, it was supposed to be he and I, our parents, and the pastor. And that's it. And it turned into this thing that I didn't want. So I'm like, I'm not gonna have people come from out of
She
town.
still could have communicated.
I could have, but our friendship was just like
she still could have
non-exist. I could.
Do you know how many phone calls I got? Why did you not? I didn't see you at Shanna's wedding. I didn't see you at Shanna's wedding. I promise you. I promise you.
I'll give you that one. I will give you that one.
I was done. So it's first. So when my uncle got murdered, I said, okay.
I thought he got murdered back in like 2015.
Well, that was November. I mean December.
2015.
Was it 15?
I was with.
No, you were married.
I was?
Yep, you were married.
And oh, okay. Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
And so I'm like,
which I can give you that. I can understand why you would be
so
mad
at that. I was just like, okay, I guess we're just completely done. But then I was like, you know what? Uncle got murdered. I'm being in Indiana. I do need my hair done. Maybe this would be an opportunity for me to talk. So let me text her. Didn't reply. Pull up at Jordan's Chicken.
Oh,
lo and behold, who do I see in the corner with her brand new friends, Shanna?
I had to sing it. I don't know if you guys remember that. Well, only the OGs remember that vlog, but we had sang for a wedding.
The same day.
The same day.
The next day after I had texted her.
Yeah. And I didn't respond to her because I'm like, this happened literally.
Like, keep in mind, I didn't get invited to the wedding.
You didn't. No, a lot of people didn't, actually.
It don't matter. Phone call.
I know, you're right, you're right. I will give you that. I will give you that. But I thought, and from my perspective at that point, I was just like, we don't really have a friendship. Like, you totally like ditched me, and like our communication was like non-existent. It was like.
But I had talked in my mind. I'm like, I just talked to this chick 2 days before she got engaged.
Our communication was so
hit and miss,
rough. Like, we could not have truth moments. I didn't feel like at that point you could really see how you were being. I think you were so wrapped up in your world. You had a lot going on. You had, 2 stepkids. You had, you had Nathaniel.
Yeah, I went from 1 to 6.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much in 1 year.
And like literally, which I can understand that things are gonna change.
So I feel like that's the way it went.
But you like straight up, you were just gone. You weren't there when my grandfather died. You weren't there when my cat died, even though that sounds silly. You weren't there through you weren't there through my you were there for most of the relationship that I was in that was really hard, but I felt like I couldn't talk to you about it after a while, which is it's my fault for even staying in that relationship, but she knows the background of that. And like I felt like I was being judged because you're now in this like amazing relationship with this guy who's so amazing, and then like I'm this girl who's in this bad relationship, and like,
do you see how things happens? Do you see how this happens?
I don't have time for
that is not happening anymore. I went from 1 child, Jean-Claude, to 6 in 1 year. I don't have
time for you anymore.
My head, whatever.
I'm just kidding. There were 2 other things that I remember why I knew our relationship was over.
What?
So the one was when her and her husband moved. I was with her whenever she needed like to vent and cry and pray, and she didn't want to move. So when she moved, she started, and she never did this. I told her to stop doing this. Like, don't be sending me in no group text. Like, you are my best friend. Like, do not group text me. Like, you send me a personal text, heifer. And she was like, okay, so she stopped doing it. But then during this time, she would always send group texts. So when she moved, she sent a text, and she tried to make it look like it was to me, but she goes, hey, we're getting ready to leave today, and it was the day before. We're gonna meet at Golden Corral at 2 o'clock and say goodbye to everybody. So if you're able to come and say goodbye, then we would love that. We love you guys. I'm like, this heifer literally done group texting me a goodbye with a group of people? Are you serious? A group of people. You gonna have me meet you at Golden Corral to say goodbye? Okay.
We weren't at it.
And I remember I literally, like, I was with the guy that I was with. I was bawling, crying, hysterically. And he was like, what is wrong with you? You need to get over that. I was just like, I said, I don't even know what to do. Like, I could cry right now. Like, I was so sad. Like, I felt like it was so, like, I was crying. Like, it was so bad. I was so hurt. So after that, I was just like, are you serious? And then I felt bad because I'm like, what am I gonna do? Because if her and I aren't friends anymore, how am I gonna be Jean-Claude's godmother?
That had nothing to do with
it. Didn't, but like, I was like, man, I can understand why guys don't want to call their kids because they don't want to go to the mom.
I wasn't bad.
I didn't want to talk to you. And then when I did, I tried to still be in Jean-Claude's life. I went to go visit Andrea because she lived in the same,
and I was hot about that. Because I'm like, how in the world did this have to come here to see her? I find out she's already been here 1 or 2 days and not even.
No, I was on the way there and I texted you and I said, hey, is Jean-Claude available on Friday? And you said, no, he has practice. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like trying to figure out when else. So I'm like, okay, well, let's figure it out for another day or whatever. So we ended up doing like Saturday or something. So he had practice. I went to go pick him up at practice with Andrea and her husband. And I'm like, oh, hey, Jean-Claude. So I give him a hug or whatever. And I'm like, how was practice yesterday? He goes,
it got canceled.
He said, I didn't have practice.
I told her this. When we talked about this before, I said the same thing. It got canceled. But we weren't a priority in her life. So I'm not like, okay, oh, it got canceled. Do you want to come now? This is me. And this is what I'm working on. I have to get out of these moments of my feelings. And I'm just like, well, if we're not a priority, then I'm not going to make you a priority. So you'll see him tomorrow when practice wasn't canceled. But hey, that is...
And honestly, I'm the same way. So I feel like we're both really stubborn. So like two stubborn people who are offended and like can't communicate for some reason with each other just leads to disaster. So I feel like we both hurt each other. And it just
took a situation, a moment. And when I was going through how we came back, our friendship rekindled.
Okay, so I remember it was after I moved into my new place.
I'm so sorry that I hurt your feelings.
I'm sorry I hurt you. It's crazy because I thought about her a lot, but and I remember this like so vividly, but I remember thinking about her and at first I'm just like, man, I don't care. I don't care if she's in my life or not. And I'm like praying about it. Then I'm just like, God, I really just, like, I missed her, but I was just so hurt. I'm like, I don't know how it would be. And I just asked the Lord, I was like, Lord, if it's your will, I just pray that you rekindle our friendship. But then part of me was like, man, I don't care. Forget her. I don't need her. Forget her. But then one day, I just felt her so strong on my heart. I don't know what it was, but I was putting my house together. And she was just so heavy on my heart. And I just was like, shoot, man. I felt like I needed to reach out. So I texted her and I was just like, hey, I don't know if you really want to hear from me, but you're really heavy on my heart. And I just wanted to reach out and I hope you're doing well. And then I didn't think she was gonna respond because I thought you like hated me. I knew like we both talked bad junk about each other, let's be honest. We were both so hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, she ended up texting me back and then I don't know. And then from then on, like I didn't think I was really gonna hear from her again, but she would, text me and we didn't talk on the phone for probably like 2 weeks after that. And then after that, it was as if it was like nothing ever happened.
She had texted me. I was sitting on the couch doing homework at a friend's house. And this was like right when the situation happened with Nathaniel's dad. And I was like, why now? Why now? Why after 3 years now did we come back? Like she's coming back. And I'm like, God, I don't want to feel like I'm using her because like I need somebody to talk to. But I feel like at that moment, because I had prayed, this is how God works. It's so good. So let's do this. Let's start here. She texted me that Sunday. The week prior, that Tuesday, I had went to counseling. And my counselor is a spiritual counselor, and he said, we're going to go through a prayer of series of people who you feel like you need to forgive and people who have hurt you, for you to be able to receive and for you to be able to move on, because you can't be healed and you can't move on if you still having hurt from people that's hurt you in the past. And I said, okay, I'm ready. And I named a slew of people that has hurt me, disappointed me, or abandoned me, that I didn't realize that I was holding a grudge on, or I was holding them into it. Because if you realize something, when you hold people who has offended you, you put them in a prison. But if you have a prisoner, you have to have a guard to watch them. So who's hurting more? You putting them in a prison in the box, or the guard that is continued to watch them and make sure that this person doesn't offend me, this person doesn't move here, this person doesn't get close here. So you put more stress on you as the guard than the prisoner. So I have put these people in a prison. So remember that was that Tuesday. So I've said names, and her name was one of them. This joker text me that Sunday. That Sunday, y'all. And I looked at the phone and I was like, God, what are you doing? What are you doing? And at that moment, I clearly remember him saying, I love you. We're going to get through this. It's time to move forward. And not everybody that I had said I forgave, I want back in my life. But this relationship is so important. This relationship was so important. But the fact that I said that I forgave her, and the offense that I had done, the offense that she has done to me, and to be able to open up and say, hey, we need to talk. When she texts, I'm like, okay, well, we can't, before we have a talk, we need to talk before we're able to move on. And she had no idea that Nathaniel's father and I had separated. And I was at probably the lowest point in my life. And I think that it's great that when you're at the lowest point of your life, God meets you where you're at.
He sure does.
It can be with a word, it can be with his spirit, or it can be with somebody that cares so much about you. But you know what? I'm going to bring somebody where you're at, and to comfort you, and to just help you through this time.
So yeah, that's pretty much how it all happened. Second to None 81 asks, how did you meet?
Church.
We met at church. When we lived in Bloomington, I had just started going to this church, and
I was persistent.
She was persistent. What happened?
I kept asking, let's go connect, let's go eat, let's go somewhere. And you're like, oh. I
don't trust, but I remember one girl was just like, she was talking about like the community and whatever. And I was like, I don't like meeting new people. And she goes, why? And I was like, because I don't want to know who you really are. Because people are like, that sounds really mean, I know. But because people have put on a front and pretend like they're like this great person, and then they end up stabbing you in the back. And like, I just don't have time for it. So I just closed myself off, which I know is not always a good thing. But she asked me to go eat one Sunday. And I don't know, for some reason I said okay. I don't know why. But I remember dreading it too. I was like, oh, I don't want to go. I want to stay home.
She's so annoying.
I am annoying.
She gets on my nerves with that mess. But I don't pay no attention. And this is the type, I just told her today, she's like, I don't pay you any attention. Like, I really don't. Shut up, get in the car and let's go.
So anyway, we went to D'Angelo's. Yeah, which is like that was one of my favorite places. And we just clicked. I felt like she was just she allowed herself to be really vulnerable. She was very like transparent about her life, and I really respected that. And then I was like, this girl's cool.
I am.
But then
what?
Then she started calling me constantly. Dude, I would be like, this heifer is calling me again.
I needed a friend.
I'm like, oh my God. And then there was one time where I think it might have been that same day or like that same week. Yeah, that same week, she was with somebody and you got into an argument. You literally called me 7 times.
Seriously?
And I remember when you called, I ignored it. I'm gonna be honest, you don't know this yet. I ignored it, and then she called again. I'm like, and then I'm watching TV. And then she called me again. I'm like, dang. And she called me literally 7 times. And then I felt like
she wasn't doing anything. That's probably why.
And then I felt like, answer the phone. So I answered the phone. She got into this fight with her boyfriend or whatever. And then like, I am glad I answered the phone. But I was like, this heifer literally gonna call me all day, every day like this. Like,
even to this day, if she don't answer the phone, you're not doing nothing. Answer the phone.
Right. And like when we first met though, I was like, I thought like she was just gonna be this annoying little fly. I'm like, go away.
I needed a friend.
But after a while, it became more like, why did this ever call me yet?
But
it's
remember,
been 2 hours. Why she didn't call me?
I don't pay her no mind. I don't pay her no attention.
So if she doesn't call me at 6:30 in the morning, I'm like, what's wrong?
That's what
What's wrong?
How you feeling?
Why you feeling?
Let me not answer the phone.
Right.
I get a mean
like,
emoji.
excuse me, but you don't have permission to not answer your phone with me.
And let her be with some new people that I don't know.
She told me the other day,
4 or 5 hours.
That's what she told me. She said, you know,
your time is maxed out. Where you at?
It's pretty funny.
And I don't care.
Oh man. So that's how we met.
But that's the type of, when you ask the question that was asked before, what type of man does she need? That's what she needs. Somebody that does not, like, you know what? Get in the car and be quiet and let's go. You're going to have fun.
Right.
Let me tell you, I heard about the drive here. I don't want to go. I don't want to meet. I don't want to do for a week.
Nah, that's not true.
You're right, it wasn't. Okay, so
yeah, so
it was just like a day. Okay, so no, because this is how this happened. This drive here happened because she was supposed to go with some friends, and something came up and she wasn't able to. So it was like, hey, well, since you're not able to, can you just come and drive with John Claude here and then we can see each other? Because still don't think you getting out of not coming Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
And so she's like, okay. So that day, I'm telling you guys, I heard about it the entire time.
I was annoying because I had the option to drive. I could have driven, or
but I didn't want her to put all those miles on her car.
Yeah, because my car is getting kind of up there in age now. But so I was just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know this person. Is she annoying? Does she drive slow?
What type of music does she drive? Is her car clean?
Is her car? Oh, like, I don't know, because that's
Do they have headphones?
Look, no joke. That's one thing. Like, listen, you can't road trip with just anybody. You cannot road trip with just anybody. But she was so sweet.
And it always turns out that way.
It always turns out. Usually. Because I can always feel whether I should, if I felt for real, like, don't go with her, I would have listened. But there was something I could kind of tell that it was one of those things where, like, the enemy comes in to try to keep me from, because my social anxiety is real, and like I feel like the enemy kind of tries to use it against me to keep me from positive experiences. And every time I'm like, no, I'm gonna do, I feel like I need to do this, and I do it, it ends up being great. So
yeah.
Okay, so Taka Boom's room again. The question is, what was the defining moment you two knew y'all were real friends, solidified it, and not just cool or acquaintances?
I feel Bloomington.
Bloomington was definitely, that's where we met, but let me think. I don't know, I feel like we just kind of kicked it hard from the jump.
Yeah, because it was me, Shanquia, and Shauna, 28, 29, and 30 November. Those are our date of birth. So we were known as like the three.
No, 27. You forgot my birthday.
Oh yeah, 27, 28, 29. Yeah. My bad. And it was...
Who is this little boy?
Oh, come here.
This big head boy.
Good gracious alive. It's so... Say hi. They say I'm soft.
She got soft with this one. I'm like, you literally gonna let him not listen to you?
He listens. He listens.
No,
Look at him. Look at him.
Honestly, for me, I feel like it really solidified once John Claude warmed up to me. Because I feel like it took a while for him to, well, we didn't really, I don't even remember. I remember the one time that he started getting really comfortable around me. I didn't meet him that many times, But when we went to this place called Red Mango, and you got his yogurt, I got my yogurt, and then he and I sat outside and waited for her to get hers, and he was just telling me all about his day. He's like 4 years old. No, he was 2.
He was 2. John Claude was 2.
He was 2. He started telling me all about his day.
Get your clothes on.
He just started talking. I'm like, oh. So then I feel like we used to just kick it more and more and more. And we, like, that first year, I mean, people started making fun of us and calling us husband and wife because we were just always, everybody knew that, like, we were just ride or die.
Yeah. And honestly, I look at how people interact with John Claude, and if they can warm up to you, then okay, I can see that. You know, I'm like, okay, well, they can kind of be trusted.
Gissel Johns. Hi, Shanna, you're amazing. Thank you. My question is, have you ever done Jene's hair since you're a hairdresser? Love from Jamaica.
You did. Do you remember when
did.
You took that sew-in out?
Oh my God. That was disgusting.
Shh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. So let me tell you. So I have a hairdresser.
I feel like if you don't feel like you're being judged, that's what you feel like. That's what you should be worried about. Me judging you for. Not
Daniel, be quiet. That is funny. Okay, so I have a hairdresser. Her name is Ashley in Indiana. This girl could do some sew-ins, and they stayed for months. And I'm like, okay, well,
months
and
months.
Like months. Yeah. So we're talking about a good 5 months. Of her sew-ins. That's how good her sew-ins are. And she's really inexpensive. She's been doing my hair since I was like 14. So she took a sew-in out, and she was like, Jene, this smells horrible. I was like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
There was like thick brown.
It was not that bad.
It wasn't
that bad. Because I washed my hair during the time, but then I was learning about sew-ins, and when you get a sew-in, you wash your hair. Those braids, they don't air. They don't get to dry. It was so bad.
It was so bad. So I cut her sew-in. So Ashley would put her sew-ins in, and she would ask me to.
Because Shanna can cut some hair.
Thanks.
I thought about getting a sew-in so she could cut my hair to this week. Now, that's the reason why. I don't care if you mad at me or not.
I'ma use you.
I will try to get, girl.
We're talking about what?
Put your clothes on, boy. That's what we're talking about.
Okay, Kava Vilvin, what was the moment you realized you wanted your friendship back? I think for a while, like I said earlier, like I kind of was just like, I don't need you, I don't need her. But it was like one of those things like where she was always on my heart. I always like prayed for her, but I was so hurt, and I felt like there was no way that our friendship could ever be restored. And it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't until that day where she was so strong. Like that week I prayed for her, like the week before I prayed for her, and I asked the Lord to restore our friendship if that's his will. So like the end of 2018.
I think that, like she said, I always wanted the friendship. I always missed it. And then when I would see her on with other people or the vlogs,
yeah,
I would be like, she got her new life, I guess she good.
Yeah, and I remember one time specifically, I was just telling her this the other day, where she posted like a Instagram post with this girl, and she was like, my ride or die, my BFF, and I'm like, she's sitting here trying to make me jealous. Like, I know she just posted that because she wanted me to feel some type of way.
She comes up with these things in her head. Nathaniel, your shoes are on.
I know you ain't talking. So it's funny, but yeah. So we both always really wanted it. It's just we were just both stubborn. Grace Heels asks, happy for both of you to be reunited. Thank you. She asks, what are your favorite things about each other?
This.
We can just be real and honest, and
that's it.
I mean, even if we like, because I know that I can be really annoying sometimes, but so can she. Sometimes. But like, we know how to deal with each other. We can like literally say the worst things about each other and be willing to receive it, because we know it's coming from a place of love. It's not like I'm not trying to insult her by telling her the things that I'm telling her. She knows that. So I can be 100% honest with her. When she's having a bad day or when I'm having a bad day, we can literally be like, dude, get it together. You are not going down this rabbit hole. You are going to get up and you're going to have a good day, and you're not going to allow the enemy to have ground.
That's it.
And
I'm grounded.
you about to be, boy.
No, I'm not.
And she lets me discipline her kids.
That's hard because I didn't even let. It was hard for me to let some other people do it.
Which they don't really need a lot of discipline. I feel like this one.
That youngest one. He's not. He's just.
He's a really good kid.
He's so sweet.
But he knows he's cute.
Nathaniel. See?
Oh my gosh, he is the cute. He's a cutie. But he literally, he be working her, and she has such a mushy heart with him, and he doesn't always listen to her. And when Jean-Claude was growing up, she would never, like, I remember one time she spanked him because she said that she was going to, if you don't stop doing this. And he did it anyway. And Jean-Claude, come here. Jean-Claude was an angel, okay? This boy, he knew how to push buttons too, but overall, he was such a freaking good kid. But she would still discipline him even though he was a good kid and would do things every now and then. And with Nathaniel.
Am I soft with Nathaniel?
Yes.
You think so?
Very. She'll be like, Nathaniel, get over here. And he'll just be like, and he'll look back like,
no, y'all, he ain't that
what?
bad. Come here.
Right, exactly, Jean-Claude. Tell what it is. Does she not do that? He'll look back knowing he's about to get in trouble, and he does it anyway, doesn't he?
Nathaniel, that's enough now.
He has moments though. It's
because
so like,
he's 4.
A
This
lot,
is my thing.
a lot of the time. But when Jean-Claude was 4,
I was 19. I was 19, 20 when I had Jean-Claude. So my patience. I was 19 when I first met you. I was 19, and when I had you, I was 20. Nathan, I'm talking. Wait.
She's an amazing mother. That's one thing I will always say. Like, even when her and I weren't friends, like, if I was talking about her, I might be like, ugh, now I don't talk to her no more. But I would always be like, that's one thing I can say about Jene, is she is an amazing mother. That is the #1 thing. And even with Nathaniel, she's amazing with him. Don't get it twisted. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But she has a little mushy heart with him.
I think it's okay, to my defense, and those who have children and have multiple children.
So I think one of my favorite things is her parenting. I always said if I have kids, like, I would ask Jene for advice, because she is an amazing mother.
No, okay.
And those two are so, oh my god,
very
I
cute.
love them.
Okay, so what I was trying to say, those who have multiple children, you understand that each child you have to discipline in a different way. You love your children,
and
but
I
you
don't have
discipline
kids,
them the
so.
same way, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Just because you don't have kids don't mean that you can't give advice.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, Jean-Claude, I can tell Jean-Claude I'm disappointing you, and his whole world crumbles. I.e., the reason why going through the separation, I felt like to remove him was better, because he takes on
the emotion.
Yes. And if I'm hurt, Jean-Claude is hurt. If he sees it, it's not a good situation. And I didn't want to affect him that way. So that is one of the reasons why Jean-Claude did move to Indiana.
What's going on, guys? We're back. I know we didn't finish the video on the weekend that we were all together in Atlanta, so we're finishing it now. That's why it's been taking so long for me to get the video out. So we have one more question, and that question was, I forgot who it was from, but it was, what do you love most about each other?
I can say this, Shanna, when Shanna is available, she's there. Like, yeah, when she's available, she's there. Like, for an example, this weekend when we came in town, she picked me up, and it's like no question. It's like, oh, I'm there. Then Jean-Claude had training, and she's like, okay, well, I'll help out, because my hair situation wasn't getting right. Nathaniel's haircut situation wasn't getting right. I was stressed out.
Everything was going wrong.
Every possible thing. And then the day of graduation, like, my makeup spilled everywhere. So I had makeup, looked like a crime scene with makeup all in the restroom. And my mother is like triple OCD. So I'm like trying to clean this up, get Nathaniel. She's cutting my hair. And she's like,
because the weave came out awful. Like, it looks good now, but I had to cut it because if
So
you
it
saw
was,
the
like,
vlog,
right here?
if you saw the vlog, you saw the pictures, but
it was bad.
it was really bad.
It was really bad. So, but anywho, Shanna is there. She's dependable. If I need someone to get me back in line, I can tell her something and I don't have to worry about if we don't ever speak again. She's not going to go back and tell whatever happened. When I'm tripping, she tells me when I'm tripping. The other day, she takes me out so bad. I was like, shut up. I don't want to hear your mouth. You're getting on my nerves. But it's just like, okay.
I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah. It is like we can be, and this may sound crazy to some people, but I was in one relationship where I felt like I could be who I am with Shanna.
In there.
And that's just a genuine friendship. Look at this handsome mine. And I know she loves my kids. Like, there's just a lot. When I looked at the picture that we had taken the other day, well, yesterday we was outside, and it's actually this picture. Let me see if I can show y'all it.
Did you see what video?
What video?
This picture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was like, when I looked at it, I was just like, this girl is amazing.
Oh,
She's
I'm a brat sometimes, though.
Tell me about it. I didn't want to say that in front of everybody.
I am a brat sometimes, though, I will admit. But I always apologize. I always know when I'm tripping. And Jene does too, actually.
She got on my nerves so bad the other day. But, and then we was at graduation. She was like, I'm just leaving out. And I couldn't just let her leave.
Yes, you could. I legitimately would have been okay with you just, like, letting me go. Because I don't, like, if I get overwhelmed in a large crowd, especially under these circumstances, I would never expect her to just leave her family. Like, you do what you need to do. I'm going to go to the car so I don't explode.
And see, I'm a people person.
I'm not a people person, but not large crowds like that. It gets overwhelming.
We're gonna have to pause because the king wants us to look at his video.
Let's look on Miss Shannon's phone.
Tell him about your game.
I want a championship.
I want your championship. You wanna open
He
up
be
our
sounding
mouth?
so depressed.
Oh, like if it was me, I'm like, we won a championship. But he's just, I won a championship.
And the other weekend we were supposed to go visit her. Jean-Claude and I were supposed to road trip, and I felt so bad because I had a potential acting job. So I called him, and I'm just like, I thought he was mad at me, and I felt so bad. And he was just like, hi. And I'm like, hey. I was like, I'm really, really sorry about this weekend.
Okay.
It's okay. I'm like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Exactly. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
I'm
him.
like, and I'm thinking he's like so mad at me.
I'd be ready to fly back from Fayetteville like, what's up with my baby? Why he act like this? And my mother's like, there is nothing wrong with Jean-Claude. He does this all the time. And then I'm like, Jean-Claude, what is wrong? Nothing. And I'm like, Jean-Claude, are you good? Yeah.
So anyway, what I love about Jene, kind of the same things. I mean, she's super loyal, always there when I need her, even if like. So Jene is very. When she has her mindset on something, Lord, and it drives me nuts. But if I were to really be like, dude, I need you, then she would drop it and she would like be there. She tells me the truth. So if I'm having a really tough day, then she'll like stop right there and just be like, you are not gonna go down this road, and she'll start praying for me. And like we can just tell each other the truth. I can say just off the wall stuff, and she understand where my heart is, that I'm not trying to be mean, it's just funny. But yeah, I mean, we can just be real with each other. And if I get like yesterday, well, yesterday was just an overwhelming day, I think, in general. I think she was in a mood, I was in a mood, the kids were getting on her nerves, gas stations run out of gas, people trying to fight in the gas station part. Like, it's just we were both just
like, are you serious? Like, let us out of this area
and
so we can go.
Truly felt like I was on like negative times a million. But like she She doesn't like use it against me. Like if I'm having a rough day, she just.
Cause I don't pay attention to her.
Yeah.
What did I tell y'all earlier?
And I don't pay attention to her when she's tripping. She was tripping. Oh my gosh, she was tripping in the morning. But then we were both tripping later on. I don't know. It was just an interesting day.
It wasn't. Our spirits, like we feel. Can you please turn it down? Just like no self-aware. Like there's no other people in here. Like our spirit, like when we are in an area, we feel each other. Like other people's like energy. And if it's so like it just makes. I just have to pray.
Yeah.
Because people's energy can just attach onto you if you allow it.
If you allow it.
If you allow it. But that whole way to where we was going, we put on praise music.
Yeah.
It had church in the car.
Pretty much.
And it's funny that my two kids, they just play with their tablets because they're used to it. The other kid that was in the backseat of the car was like,
she was like, you should have done that again on the way home to get her to be quiet.
Should have. Look.
So that's what we love about each other. And that was pretty much, that was the last question. So
that's all you have to say is I'm loyal.
You're loyal, you're fun, you're honest. Sorry, John. Well, I keep like, you have amazing kids. She's an amazing mother. I can trust her. Like I know that even when, I don't know. I mean, I know we both talk junk about each other when we weren't friends. But it wasn't, yeah, we didn't tell each other secrets. It's just easy. It's like, it's not even a question. Like, I don't like talking on the phone. I actually really don't like talking on the phone. But like, I talk to her all day, every day.
It's just, I have no choice.
Yeah, because it's just like, it's not, I don't know. It's just different. I don't know. So I value her friendship very much.
That's what my aunt said yesterday. I had texted her and Joyce, and she said, you and Shanna are some beautiful ladies. Always cherish your friendship. Yeah, so now that we get, round 2 and we've both matured so much over the time that we weren't friends. Like our conversations are not even the same.
Not even close. Because I personally was just incredibly negative. This big head boy.
My hair is flawless. Get it, Shanna, with this cut, girl.
You know.
And you see why I didn't care if I was mad or not.
I told this girl not to get her hair done. She was so adamant about getting her hair done. I said, I'm going to make fun of you if it's jacked up. I'm going to laugh in your face. Because you should not be getting your hair done with it being so difficult. Sometimes you just got to allow things to just be what they are. But she was like, I'm getting my hair done. I don't care. It wasn't a mess. And she got jacked up.
I didn't really get jacked up because Jesus came and brought Shanna and fixed it. That's good. But like I said before, our conversations are nowhere near. And now our conversations are mainly like business driven, spiritual.
Jesus. I just wanted to close out the video because my camera died and my charger is in my trunk. Or not my charger, but my extra battery's in the trunk. So thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for all the cut up everything. It's just
that's us.
That's how it goes. No, that's you.
That's us.
That's you.
That's
how it goes with this one.
Y'all done see me in 3 different shirts.
That's how it goes with this one. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for asking the questions. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe, and help me to continue growing my family. Bye.